The Importance of Voting and Informative Speech. Democracy dies in darkness, a quote by the Washington Post. However, there's an incredible amount of truth to the four-word sentence. Democracy as we know it consists of we the people and them the politicians. So what happens when we remove we the people? Well, let's look at what Thomas Jefferson meant when he wrote that iconic phrase in our Constitution. From a historical aspect, the government was just beginning to test its new wings as becoming an independent nation. The United States, finally removing itself from the oppression of the British monarchy, weren't too keen on rinse and repeat. So, in June of 1776, our founding fathers decided to draft a central constitution called the Articles of Confederation, which was drafted under the First Continental Congress. This manuscript was used as the first American system of government, which allowed the United States to later draft the Declaration of Independence and lead America into the Revolutionary War against Great Britain. While the Articles of Confederation were the backbone of early U.S. government, it lacked an executive branch, a branch that was able to enforce laws. While at first the system sounded like an autocracy, however, through voting and voicing opinions, the judicial branch and legislative branch were created to allow checks and balances within the government. The preamble, a preface to the Constitution, says this simple message. We the people, in order to create a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterior, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. But as I had asked before, what happens when there's no longer a we the people? Not only do we give up our justice, we give up our liberties. Voices are no longer heard. For example, a red state such as Missouri primarily has a conservative-minded populace. Say you're a liberal-minded citizen in this state, but because you live in a red state, you choose not to participate in the presidential election. How could this state certainly be red if, because 100 years ago, any liberal who lived there chose not to vote and cast their voice, certain that it didn't matter? Not only does your controversial opinion matter, but it also matters more than the popular vote. You get to choose who's elected as president as long as you vote and continue to vote, showing that there are like-minded people in your town, city, county, and that their vote matters too, and you can change the future of your country. All it takes is showing up. Now, not only does your vote matter in the Electoral College, but it matters in the House and the Senate much more than you would initially think. Your rights, liberties, and freedoms rely on how a law is created and how it's voted on. How could you assume that these representatives are going to best draft and vote for your freedoms when someone else's vote got them elected? How can you put faith in your legal system when you disregard the social contract and choose not to have a say in it? How are you to trust elected politicians when you did not vote for any of them? We must vote. Vote for your city council, vote for your mayor, vote for your senator, vote for your governor, vote for your representative. Federal, state, or general, your vote has mattered more than ever in this rapidly changing government. So I urge you, vote in your next election, any election. Let your voice be heard. Allow the government to better run itself and allow yourself to be free from ideologies that are not yours.